afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1v1 on Taranto Coastline East stands DexN, fighting for the British Empire, the Commonwealth here with the 8th Infantry Division into a double sapper start. In the south stands Frost. The veteran Company 2 players also moved to Company 3. Here fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. The 90th Panzergrenadier tasked with holding these vital areas as the British are pushing through. Straight into a single pioneer start and Grenadiers see. Interesting opening there. Most players will typically go for the double pioneer Kettenkraut. There are some that just, go straight into Grenadiers, but they are actually a bit on the rarer side of things. Section here for DexN. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron support who helps keep the Propagandacast running with their generous support, and certainly particularly in these times where YouTube is apparently now trying to mess a bit there with my ad revenue. So every bit there helps on Patreon, of course, via PayPal. Links are in the description. So, Pioneers heading out. Grenadiers as well here. Probably another Grenadier squad immediately here for Frost and Swaziland. Got the Sappers heading out there with their Sten Mark II submachine guns. There's a total of, well, roughly 3. You had the Mark II, you had the Mark III, and you had the Mark V submachine guns, with the Mark II and the Mark V also having silenced versions of them. Fun fact. Section moving ahead here towards the centre, Sapper southwards and northwards. Second is going around here for Frost and Swaziland. Moving ahead with their Carbina 980 K or Kurz. Sappers here busy sandbagging the south. Otherwise, very slow approach here. Second section, just both sides grabbing as much territory as they can, as fast as they can. Very much standard stuff here. DexN, by focusing a bit more on the resource points, skipping the strategic point right side of his base there. A bit interesting. Some players, of course, would go for it, but DexN apparently has decided it is actually not of any use to him early on. Though I imagine he will eventually seize it. It's clearly not a priority, and it's more looking to secure terrain here up in the north, which does make sense. The north side around the coastline tend to be actually where things are the most important, but there's a tendency for some players to get dragged in here, but typically you actually want to focus on the north side of the map in my experience. Grabbing the victory point, section moving up to grab that point. Moving towards the center now. Interesting shift there from DexN. Pioneers, Grenadiers busy here, and MD42 up there for Frost and Swaziland. That's 2 Grenadiers, 1 MD42, 1 Pioneer squad. Sapper sneaking about in the north side. Could hit here Frost, though they may get surprised when they're only Grenadiers rather than Pioneers. Typically you'll see the Pioneers actually going to be ones capping there. Third section here for DexN and the British Empire machine catching the section here. Or Sappers here by the munitions point. Suppressing them rapidly with a good burst here up north. The Sappers trying to Grenadiers backing off in the face of the advancing Sappers. Pioneers flanking up to try and cover the flank of the infantry as DexN, of course, senses this tactical error here by Frost moves in, but Frost machine gun is able to very rapidly pivot around here and immediately rip into the machine section here. Quite painful there, of course, for DexN's men, who immediately lose Paul Johnson. Meanwhile, the second section up flanking in here, catching it. Frost machine gun in a very, very awkward position overall. Still able to suppress very fast. Also having good mark of fire. Do overall expect the MD4 to get nerfed at some point in the near future. MD42 though here, down very low health here. Probably have to retreat that one very soon. Section there forced off. And there you go, machine gun forced back up north here. Fighting continues. Section was the Grenadier Sappers here. Sections versus the Grenadiers. Pursuing them rapidly with their Sten guns. Grenadiers need some cover or they need support. And Frost is going for a pretty fast Panzer Grenadier company. Likely pushing for fast Panzer Grenadiers here versus DexN. And certainly from personal experience, say Panzer Grenadiers are a pretty good pick versus the British. I think that's a strong move here. Grenadiers actually pushed back by the Sappers. Sappers can typically in a lot of situations actually beat Grenadiers up close. Short of submachine guns far up north here. The Grenadiers fighting for northern fuel point. Even as DexN is setting Frost fuel, Frost is doing the same to DexN's fuel. So some pretty intense fuel games here in the early moments of the match here. Got recce section upgrades as well here for DexN, opening up for flares, artillery, and of course just scope rifles for more firepower. South machine ripped on the Sappers, Pioneer pushing forwards. Panzer Grenadier company done for Frost and Swaziland. And then push for some Panzer Grenadier relatively soon. Meanwhile, DexN here responds with a fast mortar to all of these machine gun related shenanigans out of Frost. Certainly not a bad choice at all. Thumbs up to DexN. No battle group yet here for DexN chosen. Bit of skirmishing here. Down to 2 men. Got the northern point and south machine gun teaming for that. And Pentagon is. And an infantry officer quarters upgrade, which is interesting considering Frost doesn't actually have a lot of, well, tier 1 and tier 0 units. Like, he's got 2 Grenadiers machine and the Pioneers, and that's it. Typically, I'd personally not suggest going for the infantry officer quarters with so little in terms of units. They have like 3 Grenadiers, MD42, absolutely 2 Grenadiers, MD42, and a 1 Pioneer squad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but I probably would have waited at least with it a bit longer. That said, it does mean if someone can free up, you know, healing on other units, because the Grenadiers can heal themselves, the Pioneers can grab points faster as well. So it's obviously there's got some utility, but just some thoughts there. Panzer pushing forward with a Sturmgewehr 44. Back around to the sections. It looks like to be an accidental retreat here from Frost. Does occasionally happen. Mines around the munitions point. He helps looking to halt DexN from grabbing his munitions, or at least make it significantly more painful. DexN with a platoon command post here could likely push for a fast temper armoured car. Very popular with the British because it is quite good for its cost at 240 man-pound, 34 fuel. You get a very fast, really punchy light vehicle with a lot of utility to it as well. North here, the situation here for Frost Grenadiers is quickly spiraling out of control here, as we've got 2 sections there with a lot of Lee Enfield Mark IVs going at the Grenadiers. Lee Enfield was the main rifle of the British Army by World War II, though some forces, I believe more colonial forces, would use the SMLE, or short magazine Lee Enfield. Fun fact. Planning to support the Grenadiers here. That section's going to have to withdraw here before they get turned into mulch as the German army. Which attack 40 here as well in case, of course, of a Humber. Excellent decision there, of course, by Frost. Stewart, of course, could also be a big problem there for Frost. Grenadiers reinforcing. More Pioneers here. Did he lose them? So, section right here from Northern Field, but still DexN's got impressive map control versus Frost at the moment. Just aggressive plays here, and Frost just been not quite able to match them. We got Minesweepers there, mine goes off, killing several sappers. That is 3 men dead there to the Schützenmines, 44. Which was an interesting mine in a lot of ways. For starters, it was made largely out of wood and other materials that are difficult to detect with minesweepers. Of course, in the outs, have to use dogs to detect the mines. Another element was it was actually designed to maim rather than kill. As the Germans, rather through some macabre logic, concluded that it's actually better to maim someone than to kill someone, because you've killed someone, that's it, end of the line. But you've maimed someone, they're going to be in a lot of pain, which is going to mess the morale of the other guys around him. The body's going to be still, broken. They're going to have to pull troops back to get them healed up, and they're going to eat up resources all the way. And without feet, they're not going to fight in the war anyway. So there's this sort of shows say nasty logic there behind the Schützenmines 44 in that sense. More mines here. Indian artillery, the Valor, and Gurkhas. Fast Gurkhas could be a hell of a headache here for Frost for sure. See, with either Bren guns or the Thompsons, can really give a Valor player a very hard time, and the Gurkhas are just incredibly good. Mines again here on the munitions point. I mean, DexN has shown a proclivity towards going for this point, so it does make sense for Frost to keep mining it. Up north here, again we see Frost there, so dispatching forces here. Machine gun supporting it, plus we got the Grenadiers and the Panzergrenadiere. So he needs to be careful not to extend his forces too far, because they also have a long retreat path that DexN can intercept. There's one thing to keep in mind about this map. You can make for some really impressive flanks and deep attacks, but you also gotta keep in mind your escape route. So there you go, Humber up north here, catching the Panzergrenadiers. We've got the machine gun nearby here. Humber ripping into them with its autocannon. We got a lot of subs bringing in B-42 setting up nearby house here. Things are about to get rather awkward up there for Frost. Or for DexN. Grenadiers moving in as well. Have we got this? Lots of sections up here. Good God. And we got white phosphorus rounds. Okay, you don't see that one too often. Grenade here and there. Go. Humber taking some damage with white phosphorus rounds. They've ripped through the armor. Grenadiers being ripped apart with the section. Could see a wipe here in Frost. Yeah, that's going to be a wipe there unless Frost has some absurd luck on hand, which he does not. So, bit the danger here. DexN, of course, saw what Frost was doing, realised it was a mistake, and sort of moved to exploit it. And Frost loses the MD42 as well, but most likely event as well there. Panzer's close being wiped as well there. Really big loss here for Frost in this northern engagement. That is a significant significant part of his forces and got utterly demolished here by DexN. Seizing the southern mission point outside his opponent's base. This is looking pretty rough here for Frost. 6-pounder gun there for DexN. No Gurkhas though, but he's clearly concerned about, you know, probably at this point like a fast Stuki from Frost. Which makes sense, of course, you're up against me, but he does get the Humber, knocking out with the Pack 40. Doesn't quite make up for the losses, but it does mean they are a little less painful here for Frost than the German army in the 90th Panzergrenadier-Division, 5th Panzergrenadier Company. Mortars still at it for the British Empire. Got a fresh machine gun team out, and of course, thanks to that officer quarters, it does immediately start a veterans one. He also replaces the Grenadiers with more Grenadiers, though I would admittedly just go for more Panzer Grenadiers at this stage, in particular versus the British. Had it been the Americans, I can see the logic in not wanting to commit to too many Panzer Grenadiers, but versus the British, yeah, I think more Panzer Grenadiers would make more sense at this stage than more Grenadiers, but that's just me. Panzer Grenadier heading eastwards alongside some Grenadiers following up here in the South machine gun team. Moving up towards the northwest side here, looking to stop DexN from growing northwestern points again. Still no sign of Gurkhas though here for DexN. Sabotaging the Panzer Grenadiers, that is a great way to get your men killed. Southeast, southwest of the Grenadiers, Kar-90 TKs versus Sten guns. Now, the Sten gun was fairly popular with German troops, as it could actually just be used for German ammunition. Most regards was sort of very similar to the MP40, except the magazine went out to the side, and German troops kind of like that because they get to fire from a prone position more easily. Of course, another part, I imagine the Sten gun was popular because they could more likely get their hands on the Sten gun than the MP40, as there were just never enough MP40s to go around. Also one of the reasons why the Germans also really liked the PPS-841. I mean, it really just had an impressive rate of fire, but, you know, it was fairly easily accessible on the Eastern Front. Heading north to the Grenadiers, we've got Vetcher 2 on them. Of course, veterans will upgrade there. The officer quarters does help the Grenadiers hit up veterans, faster levels of veterancy. They're high levels of veterancy faster. There you go, much better put there. So, you know, it can in that regard still be a good upgrade. Even if you don't go for a lot, the just ability to get like faster levels of veterancy in troops typically tends to be, I think, very good. And perhaps a bit underrated by some players in my experience. Oof, another Pioneer squad wiped out here by DexN's infantry section. All three are by upgraded with the Recce package, gives them of course good line of sight and good reconnaissance abilities, and of course the ever-handy ability to just call in artillery. So, Frost here, actually pushing straight ahead here for the Panzer Company, and now deciding, you know what, he's going to push for something a bit more punchy. He's going to push for Starstorm. Thumbs up. Now that's definitely going to hurt DexN a fair bit, eh? Ralph Grenade off, almost wiping the entire Grenadier squad there down to just 2 men, while left with the rather broken remains of his teammates. Need to retreat there. Panzer Grenadier setting out. Starstorm almost done. Heading northwards. Panzer's catching the sappers. Oh, they just hit the mine, but this Panzer's also been caught in their own blast. Less great here. There we go. Gebalde but we also got the number 69. Percussive grenade here chucked off in return. You rapid exchange of grenades there. Troops heading northwards. Grenadiers backed up with the Starstorm a bit behind. We'll have to see what Frost goes for next. Will be double Starstorm. Some players like Momo are rather fond of pushing for double Starstorm. I do like double Starstorm as well. But it may also be that he's going to push for a Panther 4, and certainly a Panther 4 right now could be a bit of a headache for DexN, in particular since DexN only has 1 anti-tank gun, and crucially, no tanks. So Panther 4 here could be a rather winning move for Frost if he sort of gets it going fast enough. Meanwhile, DexN bringing another 6-pounder gun. Probably starting to sense, you know, he might be on the receiving end of a tank soon enough. And so decides he needs more anti-tank guns. I'm a bit surprised at the lack of Gurkhas, but at the same time, if Frost really hasn't been threatening him severely with infantry, it does kind of make sense perhaps not to commit to Gurkhas. They are somewhat expensive, but I'd argue they are really good for their cost. Section being caught in the machine gun. They do get off a great rifle grenade, and the machine gun team almost taking out the entire lot there. Panzers are pushing in here, going in aggressively. Gebalde line right to the backed up troops here. Forcing a nice retreat. Sappers are following up the attack here. But they do get several kills in the Panzer Grenadier. We got more sappers arriving.
Sector overrun. The enemy has it.
Panzer Grenadier sent packing. No sign of anything there from Frost. Those Starstorm are continuing to make pretty good headway up north. With the MG-42 and G-43s. No healing here is a bit of a surprise there by Frost. You'd figure you'd want to go for that. Between now, he's got Starstorm and Panzer Grenadiers, who are definitely not capable of healing themselves and also fairly expensive to, you know, reinforce them until the Starstorms, keeping them at full health, I think would be a very smart move here by Frost.
Damnation.
Panzer's being supporting 40 into the Sappers. Still nothing there. We got DexN clearly not having it with these Starstorms, sending in a larger British force here to deal with those bloody Germans. Alright lads, there's some Germans up there. Time to kill them. Couldn't we say it like nicer? Nicer how? Well, you know, snuff them out. That doesn't sound very nice, but I suppose. Section straight into the Starstorm. Quick rifle here. Frost dodges it very nicely. Southeast Sappers with the Grenadiers, going in hard. We got grenades being chucked about here, facing the south. Starstorm there, low on health. Very low on health. Ooh. And there's so many sections here. There's the base of fire bonus. This is looking really horrid for Frost. I mean, he could get lucky here, though. The Starstorm are, you know, fairly tanky, not just in terms of health, but they are somewhat able to survive some shots here due to having a slight bit of armor. Light machine guns will rip through it, but say just sections with recce packages, not so much. There you go. Starstorm somehow survived that, but two of them are still in a health here that he absolutely will need some healing. We do get a Panther 4 here, but he also really should go for the metal station. Because all those two Starstorm are going to be dead like a matter of moments. That's going to be just 80 manpower straight down the drain. I imagine Frost would rather prefer not wasting 80 manpower. That's a lot of manpower to just toss away that easily. Send his section around to the MG-42. Assaults are not pretty as the machine gun is fairly veteran. My god, Otto, I can't believe the English keep walking into our machine gun gewehren. Well, would you rather prefer if they walked into our flanks? I suppose not. Then he's in the few munitions point right outside of DexN's base here. A pretty bold move there. We do have a company command post up for DexN. Could push for Crusaders, could push for Matildas. You can go for Grants, and certainly I think Grants are a bit overlooked, but fairly good. We got the Panther 4 here for Frost and Safazerland. Pinhole machine was added, and he's also gone for like the officer quarters for the Panzer Company. Now that is an interesting move there, but I also think quite good. It's going to help the Panther 4 hit those high levels of veterancy faster. Obviously the Starstorm, he particularly remembers to heal them. Plus, of course, any units does get out will also be immediately veterans to one further, so make more Panzer 4s or more Starstorm. This is, I think, a really strong move there by Frost. Really strong. Meanwhile, we got a Matilda tank here for DexN. Quite a popular choice for British players. It is slow, but it does compensate by just, you know, being fairly tanky and able to deal with infantry quite well, even threaten some medium armor. So it is fairly popular with British players, as it is a very cost-efficient package, I think. Modifier up here, we got mines there from Frost, thumbs up.
A fuel point is being overrun.
And to further withdrawing a bit. Propagandacaster in the section here, close to the victory point. He's just close in with the mechanized assault ability, push them off. Going to a mine. At this point, though, I do feel like DexN not going for Gurkhas starting to look a bit awkward, as the Gurkhas would have really helped us the Starstorm.
The enemy have taken our territory.
A lot. So there you go. Starstorm machine gun team sending out there for Frost Faserland. There you go. First Matilda 2 tank setting out for the British Empire. The Matilda 2 tank would eventually be replaced by the Valentine tank, which was made not because it was necessarily better than the Matilda 2, it's just easier to make while still being, you know, relatively well armoured. So, fun fact there. Pushing out Matilda 2 here, though. The Queen of the Desert, as was affectionately known by the tankers. Push straight after the Panther 4. Panther 4 turns the favour. Good shot there.
The enemy has control.
We got the 6-pounder guns following up here. Could try and flank them with some infantry. Panther 4, there's the Matilda 2. Building here, sort of helping out Frost Panther 4 there. Until, oh, he could Panther Frost until there, go damaging the engine. That's a huge blow there. 2 decks, and his Matilda 2's in a pretty bad spot there, and he can't easily move the anti-tank guns either. Good chance of that. He only pushes the focused fire ability, the rapid fire ability. Can't quite remember the exact name for that one. But increase the rate of fire will make it move slower, so used correctly can really just get some good hits in there. Shots bounce though. And took a full face volley there, the 6-pounder guns. In the South, German troops were trying to swing up behind him. Machine got wiped out for Frost. We got Pack here setting up in the other angle, but getting engaged for the red key section. And it is wiped out. Oh, that's a painful blow there to Frost. Did get the Matilda 2 loose to the Panther 4. It's not going to matter. He lost the Pack 40. Ugh. Some rather heavy losses here for Frost. Went from 4 to 3 again. Some more replacement troops I think would be very smart move. We can also see he's taking a very long route here, I think, to escape the 6-pounder guns, as I imagine with the Panther 4 being at that low health, Daxon's going to be sorely tempted to just destroy it, to finish it off. You can see the flares he's definitely wants to like keep a clear eye on where it's going to move so he can have his best chance at intercepting with the 6-pounder guns. That set the train, he does make it a bit difficult for the 6-pounder guns to easily get it, so smart move there by Frost. Good read on the map. Starstorm pushing up, he could flank around here. Dexon's anti-tank guns catch him in a bad spot. I suppose he could just not do that. Meanwhile, Dexon flying another Matilda 2. Let's see what Frost follows up with next. Suppose if he's gone for breakthrough, and they start to feel like he has gone for breakthrough, could of course be setting up for the Tiger tank, which admittedly is a bit risky. Dexon are going for double sappers to replace one slot alongside the Matilda 2. Still feel like some Gurkhas would be a very good addition, and these Panzers need to be pulled back for healing. I mean, good portion of the squad is like, have members like either half health or less than that, roughly.
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
I mean, I do like this little feature with the squad health to like just check like, you know, what are the like individual states in. I mean, I definitely think the way the health is distributed across the squad, he'd be better off just retreating it for healing. If he has the healing at this point. He does finally have the healing. Very good here. See here being held up. Yeah, Panzers are being caught by the Matilda, and he loses 3 squad members. So again, I feel like that's a lot of manpower that if Frost could have saved it, he just pulled them back for healing faster. Sappers pushing southwards. Dax though still maintains excellent map control of Frost, though victory points wise, Frost has been able to close the gap between the two quite well. Till they're crashing through the train here like a land ship.
Our tank crews will be better trained in no time.
And also we got early training here, we got infantry training, we got team weapon training, now getting the armored vehicle training. Thumbs up, bit of an upgrade, did get nerfed and perhaps that nerf could move with a small buff, I think. Though I still think it has some value, but it's not very often you see players nowadays actually like go for it. Not the default though. Panther 4 almost fixed up, Punchgun sitting out, fully reinforced and healed up. Thumbs up. Starstorm up north as well here. And we got artillery fire here from Dax looking south for the Germans. There you go. It is the breakthrough abilities that definitely confirms breakthrough as a battle group. Matilda flanking in here. Aggressive posture here sets up to cover the retreat path as well. There, mine ruined here with artillery. Right there for Dexon. Less so for Frost by a few margins. That's it. There, of course, is one flaw in this setup here, one potential issue, which is he got himself flanked by a Panther 4 there and may struggle a bit to get out of there. 6-pounder gun there. Recruit by Grenadier. He needs to merge with us to get to full strength. Thumbs up to Frost, but he might lose it here. There we go. Artillery fire altering down hits. Panther 4 the flank of the Matilda. And looks to be another battle rapid fire into the sidearm on the Matilda, just punching through there. Like a very angry ticketer aboard a train that's had enough.
They're losing a capture point to enemy action.
Starstorm being pushed back, looks like it will survive. Panzer going northern fuel point here. Panther 4 Matilda continuing their slug out here. Matilda though is going to punch through the Panther 4 zombie. We also got armoured side skirts. Thumbs up to Frost. That's part of protection in the side armour. Also makes them look really cool. As an additional fun side fact, the Panther 4 with armoured side skirts is actually quite commonly mistaken for a Tiger tank. There's another little fun detail. Your body louding there, causing a bit of a shock there. Concussive force there, blasting through some of the section members. Panzers there being overwhelmed by the British forces will need support. Panther 4 being fixed up. And we got troop reinforcing healing. But yeah, it's looking like he is stalling for the Tiger tank already now. Bit Bold, but sometimes bold is exactly what you need. Other times it's a really great way to cost you the match, so do keep that in mind. Ooh, machine there, trying to catch here, Frost. Oh, Dex in a bit of a bad spot. Instead, it's the one caught in a bad spot. And it is on the southeastern victory point, double 6-pounder guns here. Another Matilda for DexN. He is a big Matilda fan. Not that I can fault him. It is very efficient. But personally, I'm more the Grant man when it comes to playing as the British. I just like a lot of guns and its rapid fire ability. They can really just like rip through any German troops you don't like. And threaten tanks too. Almost got the section here. And we got Perimeter Monitor here. Very powerful ability and very nasty to get caught on the wrong end off for sure.
Sector overrun. The enemy has it. We're losing a victory point.
Massive barrage off here. Puny heading northwards. Machine gun punters heading out here. Matilda's heading northwards.
Victory point.
Second Matilda right out of the base. Good shot there. From the Panda 4. Shot bounced in return. Another great shot there. Pension hit for the side armor. There. Break frigate acted here by Frost. Thumbs up. Push here. We got artillery from Frost. Was that just a mistake? I don't know what happened there. Starstorm, the main shot with the 6-pounder gun cruise for short. And that said, we now have the arrival of the Tiger tank. So then from the 4th Schwere Panzerabteilung, 2nd Schwere Panzerkompanie, it heads northwards. North, we've got the Panther 4. They've been engaged by 2 Matildas, but it's also actually these popping rapid fires. It does have a pretty good rate of fire here. Definitely not something to be taken lightly. Can set up some really good flanks from that one if you're smart about it. Panzer flank up. Got one of the 6-pounder cruise. We got the Tiger tank moving up. This could become a bit of a nightmare here for DexN. Or become a really big nightmare, honestly. Tiger tank. Looks like Frost is strong to manage it all at the moment. Panzer there being mauled here by the 2 Matilda tanks. The 2-pounder guns. Packing very effective high-explosive shells for sure. Panther getting the Matilda here. Tiger tank moving up. Need to be careful with that Panther 3 though, Frost. 4-6. Would be a shame to lose that one. Such an ace. 6-pounder gun crew immediately blasted into oblivion here by the Tiger tank and its 80th on the gun. Matilda withdrawing. Another great shot there. Smoke deployed. Panther 4 pushing in. Another great shot there from the Tiger. Matilda, even with the smoke screen, is likely to just, well, blow up. Down it goes. Great killer for Frost. We got 225 to 149. 6-pounder gun crewed up again. Need to get his men away from that Tiger tank because that Tiger's always going to, you know, utterly annihilate them. Could even see a wipe here with a bit of luck for Frost. Or bad luck for DexN. Nope, gets away there. One man. Deeply traumatized. We'll have to see next was Frost here. Would certainly recommend some more infantry. Of course, more Panther 4s would be ideal as well for him, longer run. As for DexN, 17-pounder gun, I think it's a bit tough to make it work on this map, but again, I would certainly recommend the Grand tank.
Load bearing? Then it's fixed.
Matilda 2 good to go. Once more, Starstorming northwards here for the 90th Panzergrenadier. Section straight to the MD-32. Rifle in return though. Quite a bit of damage there on the MD-32 team.
The enemy has our victory points now.
And there we go, almost wiping out the entire section. 34 health left. Can he score the wipe this time around? Yes! And now Dex is just left with 1 regular infantry section and 2 sapper sections. I do think DexN more than ever needs to go for some Gurkhas here or some foot guards. I mean, the foot guards will also help as the Tiger tank with the bazookas a bit. Tiger tank is suffering intense damage from the anti-tank. Need to pull it back into the base. I think lots of shots bouncing off the 100mm thick frontal armor. Great shot on the Matilda 2 there. Another bounce. One thing I also like about Company 3, heavy armor is heavy. You know, you can actually see a Tiger tank bounce shots consistently. Set, pushed his luck too far here, and DexN scores a kill on the Tiger tank. Quite the blow to Frost. Starstorm almost wiped out. We'll have to see what Frost does next. Will it be another Tiger tank? Already? I do think some more elite infantry and maybe another Panther will do a lot of good here. We shall see what Frost does. South here, Panther versus the section. Sturmgewehrs versus Lee Enfields. Getting quite a bit of damage in there for Svaziland. Overcoming the English. And we got the Ace Panther going. It looks like he's going to try and take out that Matilda 2 here with his Ace Panther 4 here. Knight's Cross. Might lose it though. Don't Matilda. Even popped Rapid Fire. Even gets a 6-pounder gun crew, but the Panther 4 is a total write-off here for Frost.
We're losing a munitions point to
I was very impressed with how some of the bits of armor plate just falls off as it gets destroyed there. Thumbs up.
Under enemy control.
Yeah, quite the blow there to poor Frost, but also Dex. I mean, DexN likes all of his tanks, so did Frost. Infantry-wise, Frost actually has the advantage with the Starstorm and the Panzer Grenadiers, whereas DexN just has one section and 2 sappers. Of course, if Frost was savvy, he would probably just chuck in some Starstorms. So meanwhile, DexN is just going straight for more Matilda 2s.
Sector lost. Repeat. Sector.
I mean, they're clearly working out for him, so I do understand the logic. Definitely understand the logic. Starstorming northwards here. With a mix of G33s and MG42. We hit with the heavy machine gun team here. Got 144s, 149. Pretty close here, pretty close.
To enemy action. Matilda infantry support available.
And there we go, another Matilda ready here for DexN, the British Empire.
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Mortar Fund machine gun team here. That mortar's definitely been doing some good work here, I think, for DexN. 11 kills, veterancy too. I do feel like there's a tendency for some players to like sleep on the mortar, but I do think the mortars in general are quite good. Thumbs up DexN for some good mortar usage here versus Frost. Meanwhile, definitely could also benefit from a mortar of his own at some point. Starstorm meanwhile up north are near the ace level. That's going to be a real nightmare for DexN's infantry. And DexN, by the way, finally has gone for the Gurkhas. Finally we got some of those Gurkhas here. It's quite a while to get here, but we do finally have the Gurkhas. It's only one of the primary reasons you typically go for this battle group, besides volunteer infantry, is just the Gurkhas, who are incredibly good lead infantry. I mean, with the Bren gun and some veterans here, they're basically able to beat Starstorm quite easily.
Infantry are standing by to deploy.
That's it. Actually, 2 Starstorm versus veterancy. Not Gurkhas should be more than Starstorm's favour unless Frost fails to dodge a grenade assault there. Grenade assault here from both sides. That's a lot of grenades here. So many explosions. Absolutely love grenade assault abilities in Company C. Starstorm versus Gurkhas, it's the elite versus the elite. And there you go, Frost, DexN pops a smoke grenade, charges in there. Of course, Frost could return the favour here with a red phosphorus grenade. There we go. Tire point just gets smoked up. Like the 70s music festival. In the south here, Panther with a section. South, Ace versus Ace. Drive grenade unleashed. Panther failed to dodge it. Heavy losses there. Meanwhile, yes, Frost has gone for a second Tiger tank. He believes in the power of Kruppstahl. Up north, Starstorm Gurkhas both popping their veterancy abilities here. The Ioga Curly versus the Shock Assault. And the Starstorm pull off there. Meanwhile, Sappers in the south here. Did the Gurkhas survive?
The beggars are
Yes! And the Sappers are apparently looking at that going, alright chaps, if it's just Gurkhas, we can handle it. And they march straight to the Starstorm at ace level with Shock Assault still active. The assaults are very predictable as the MG42 soars through the Sappers. At least it didn't get wiped. Matilda there heading northwards. Another Matilda here for DexN.
The enemy has control.
Still not much more than infantry on both sides. Starstorm retreating. I feel like you'd try and take a slightly safer path first before retreating, but that is just me. We've got the 2 6-pounder guns ready here, and of course with that you see 3, they also get some extra health, so they do become fairly tanky. They have 135 health individually.
A Matilda heavy tank has been completed.
And there we go. Got the Matilda 2 ready again. I mean, that's a lot of Matilda 2s here. Frost is out on the, or DexN's out in the field here. I think we're looking at about 6 by now. That's at least a squadron. I think now Matilda's organised. Starstorm reinforcing healing, and they actually got a second Starstorm squad out now. 2 thumbs up. Double Starstorm. Delightful. Target tank here though gets caught in a bit of a bad situation here as 6 Pound Guns Matilda appears around his flank here. Frost definitely should have pulled it in too far there. And now DexN's acted an excellent chance to take it up, but if Frost can't get enough distance in between him and the Matildas and 6 Pound Guns, of course, the Tiger tank should be able to get out of there while striking off most of the shots. Almost got one of the Matildas here. Oh, one hits a mine here, but I think he's forced to withdraw here in the face of all of these anti-tank guns, but Frost at least gets a more parting shot in here. Starstorming in here in the south. We got fighting for the Sun Victory Point. Sappers versus the Starstorm. DexN believes in the power of the Sten gun. We got a grenade assault here. By some distance here between the Starstorm and the Sappers. Mortifier ring down here. Could pop another grenade here. Or could pop shock assault. Doesn't matter. Sappers closing in here. We got grenades off from them. And Frost just withdraws the Starstorm rather than suffer any losses needlessly. I mean, that makes sense, and of course he avoids any casualties at all. He just needs to heal them up. More sap pioneers here for Frost. Does need more than one pioneer squad to repair that Tiger tank. They were fairly maintenance heavy. And we got another Vickers, oh, 8 Vickers actually on the way here now for DexN fairly late into the game. Starstorming up here.
We have munitions ready.
Easily one of my favourite units of Company 3 is the Starstorm. But the Gurkhas are pretty fun too. I mean, I won't deny anyone that can just chuck a lot of grenades gets like a thumbs up from me. Like, the Starstorm in particular I just really like. Grenade assault here. Could he take out the mortar here? Nope. DexN's mortar crew there is able to dodge it. He could have maybe like anticipated moving out, then maybe chuck the grenade slightly to the right of it, maybe. South here, Tiger tank being repaired up. Starstorm ready for another push for the Fatherland. Matilda sitting south for tier 6 Pound Guns on reserve here. Vickers versus He actually pops the shock assault, which allows them, besides to increase the rate, DPS, make them hard to kill, they also become like immune to suppression. Of course, keep in mind there's a downside to this because they also move slower, and the thing is, if you're not suppressed, you take full damage from the machine gun, so a machine gun in the right position can actually do a lot of damage to the Starstorm if you're not careful. But, say just to quickly pop grenades and just proceed to murder whatever's nearby, it can work out fairly well. Panzers around the Gurkhas, Panzer Grenadier, I mean. Matilda's there blasting with the 2 Pounder guns. Starstorm forced to withdraw. I think he just better off retreating them for healing. Yup. Smart there. And again, I feel like that's also what, this squad health mechanic, they sort of shown off it, allows you to do is, better monitor, should I keep fighting or should I just pull back for healing fast and that way preserve manpower, particularly in your war league units. Health management, I think, is actually, a fairly good skill to, keep in mind. Because again, when your units cost 40 manpower to reinforce, sometimes, just pulling them back for healing makes a lot of sense.
Enemies pushing the line.
Frost pushing north at sea with the Tiger and the Sappers in the south. There we got the Stars the machine gun tank into the Matildas. I feel like Frost has realised this is not working out for him. Probably wasn't expecting DexN set up shop right side of his doorstep there. And there you go, DexN goes here for an opportunity to just wreck a lot of Frost Starstorm there possibly. Kind of nice not to poke in too far. I mean, right now though, what Frost could do is try and flank around here with the Tiger tank and hit the anti-tank and then go for the Matildas. As for DexN, I mean, you go for Matildas, you could also still start pushing for grants. Gurkhas moving up north here versus the Panzer Grenadier, fighting around the villa. Machine gun there getting focused on by the Ace Panzer Grenadier here. But the Gurkhas are prone to be cause a formidable foe here. Vickers here. Ooh, bun grenade on the Vickers. Frost on team to maybe get a wipe, and yes, the machine gun team is wiped out. Bit of blow there to DexN. We got 78 versus 91. This match is really gonna get close, isn't it? Titan moving forward. Starstorm again attacked in. He must have imagined like DexN's gonna like stop parking outside his own base, but DexN clearly is feeling very comfortable there. Brought out the tea and the biscuits, maybe even the crumpets. Oh dear, rather awful thing, isn't it? Yes, we've run out of marmalade. Oh dear. Yes, I say. Comes with about to rip apart here with the Matilda 2s though. Low health, even low numbers. Set, the anti-tank guns are not fairly isolated. It's a good push here from Frost. Could clear them out. At which point Matildas are gonna be left to their own device. There you go, Titan moving in here. Anti-tank guns ripping into the Tiger tank here. One is actually ace level. That's actually a bit dangerous there for the Tiger tank. But there you go, gets past the fire. He shoots, kind of whiffs. Starstorm moving in there. Going in for the fatherland. Matildas are arriving here, but will it be in time here? Starstorm moving in. Ace and Veteran to 1 here. 6-pounder gun there, getting some great shots to the sidearm of the Tiger tank. 6-pounder gun down. Other one goes down as well here. Now DexN is down to just 2 Matildas. Versus the Tiger tank, he can recruit, but now the Starstorm are within range to just immediately rip apart the 6-pounder gun crews here. And there goes, Sappers are just dying in their droves. It is an absolutely fierce and desperate fight here by the southeastern victory point. Tiger tank and everything for the mortar support weapons, and the mortar finally bites the bullet. We got perimeter watch here, perimeter monitor. Tiger tank only actually hits his own tanks with it. Limited damage though from it, but he still takes some damage from it. Tiger tank moving up here like a prowling predator, sensing we can prey. He goes for it.
Victory point under enemy control.
And there you go, Matilda 2 is down. And DexN, in a sudden shift, is actually pushing for Crusader 2 tanks now. Now the great shot from Matilda there through the sidearm, or from the Tiger through the sidearm on Matilda. Matilda that almost did go on the Starstorm, but it looks like both squads did survive this cataclysmic engagement. Matilda is about to get knocked out. Frost with another Panther Force smoke being deployed here, but Tiger tank I think to be hauled back to the base for repairs. Even up north, he'll be able to get a push forwards there. By DexN, and it is not the Gurkhas, it's the section. There you go. Another Matilda is down. So many Matildas just blown apart here. Sappers being mauled. The losses are fierce. There's Starstorm pushing forwards into the Gurkhas. Smoke grenade here. Sharp response there by DexN. Frost returns the favor and just pops a blend curve into it. Great shot from the Tiger tank. We got the Crusader going for the Tiger tank. He needs the Panther to assist. Got a shot for the Tiger's arm with the Crusader's 2-pounder gun, which really shouldn't have any chance in hell of actually penetrating the Tiger tank background. But there you go. Did matter. Crusader down. And now Frost has 2 tanks, one of which is a Tiger, ace level, though also about to explode. DexN is holding on narrowly, and he loses the Gurkhas and the Bren gun. That would actually be pretty smart, therefore, I think, Frost to pick up there. Starstorm catch section with a grenade assault here, more steel hand grenade. Probably with fragmentation sleeves. The M43 version, to I imagine, which was a more modern version of the steel hand grenade, with the arming device on the top of the grenade rather at the bottom, which made it actually easier to manufacture. Does highlight the German army. It turns into sound like making things inefficiently. Grenade was like one of them. Oh dear! I don't know what went wrong there, but is allowed. DexN easy kill on the Tiger tank. Huge blow to Frost. He's down to 17 points versus DexN 68. DexN can still pull through here. Up north, the Sappers are the ones being pulled through the meat grinder. Panther pulling through here, racing southward to assist the Panzers here against the Crusader tank. DexN has next to nothing left, like a depleted Sapper section, 4 Gurkhas, and 1 Crusader tank. Versus opponent with multiple Starstorm. And the Panzer gunner dealer here. And now a 6-pounder gun. Almost got the Crusader tank here. $57 versus 17. Crusader racing into the base here. Looking for some easy kills. Panther pulling in. 6-pounder gun.
Cutting it a bit fine.
Frost desperate trying to hold it. I think the Starsman was just busy guarding the northern point in. He's going for a second Panther 4 here. Frost, I think, has very wisely concluded with only 17 points left. Trying to stall for another Tiger tank is near suicidal. Pioneer's about to get wiped here with the Crusader Mark II. No! Ducks around the corner of the Panzer Company.
Crusader cruiser finished.
And another Panther 4 ready while another Crusader arrives.
This is bollocks. We're down to only 25 points.
I like that British announcer. Starts in the opponent in the nearby house. Need to be careful, doesn't collapse on them. Samples puts in the ace, starts them up by the northern point. We've got 20 versus 17 here. They want to pull back the Starstorm before it loses them. 17, 16. Punch moving up here towards the southern victory point.
Losing a victory point.
Smoke deployed to buy time. Starstorm retreating here. And there you go. I think it is GG. DexN's realised the match is over. So there you go. Game over. A hell of a fight here. Some hiccups here and there. I think both players could have committed to some more infantry, and in particular DexN could have benefited from Gurkhas sooner. And I think longer term, I think it would benefit a lot if he was just set up for grants. Matildas are nice, but I think the grants provided a lot more firepower in the long run here versus Frost. But either way though, really intense match with some great armoured action, a lot of tanks in this fight here. So, hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. You can also support the Propagandacast, allow me to keep making these videos by donating or pledging on Patreon. Links in the description. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.